Grizzlor. Grizzlor is the one hairy troll man, battle troll, if you will, that we can all appreciate and love. What am I talking about? I saw this guy a little while back, and I don't know why, but I seen his hair and everything, and I knew he was a beast man and all this, and like I love Grizzlor for what it's worth. For some reason, I got to talking with my wife, and she was like, "Oh, it's cool, he has like real hair and whatnot." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, but on a way better scale than the battle trolls they tried to sell us when we were kids. She had no idea what I was talking about. She was like, "What? What battle trolls?" I'm like, "Do you remember trolls? You remember the trolls with the hair?" For some reason, they decided that there was a chance that they could turn these into action figures and sell them to boys. And so we got like these action trolls, like these battle trolls or whatever. And I think there was even a cartoon that went with it. I don't know why. But talking with her and having that memory, that's some toy history right there. I'll tell you, that was not for me. This is for me. Here he is, Princess of Power, Grizzlor. Grizzlor, in terms of the beastmen that have been released in this line, is my favorite of the bestial men. Which I guess, to be fair, is only like Beastman, and then like the new Eternia Beastman. So it's not that there's not many to pick from, but technically that gives us 3 forms so far, which is the Beastman after the time skip in Revelation, and then there's a Beastman that you can revert to a more classic look, and the Beastman that has all the really cool features about him, and I did videos on all of those so far. But this, I don't know why this guy, even in his simplicity over Beastman in his big special new Eternian form, just catches my interest more than any of them ever did. He's the one, man. As always, we got fantastic box art, but that we've come to expect when it comes to this line. And I don't have to be as crazy about the box art as I used to have to be, because now I know that we're going to get an art book. Like we always get an art book, or rather we have consistently gotten art books now. We have 3 of them, so I'm just going to wait for the art books so that I can have all this amazing artwork. Cross-sell. Merman. We have this. I do not believe that we have opened it, but I have this Merman. I have the Grizzlor. I do not have Buzz-Off, but I actually was contacted a while back by a fan that said that he was willing to send me one, and I do like this Buzz-Off, so that would be really cool. And Faker, I have lined up in the future. I don't own him yet, but I have somebody that I can buy him from complete. So, let's open him. Alright, here we go. Here he is. So, one thing I noticed when I was taking him out that I was not expecting, his hands. I know that's a small thing, but like, he doesn't just have regular human hands. He only has 3 fingers, 1 thumb. I know that's a minor thing, but it does mean that they actually had to go out of their way to like make him different. Unlike sometimes I see in like Piccolo figures, he will have all of his fingers. And in the animation, he has all fingers. But in the manga, when you're reading the manga, he doesn't. He has 3 fingers and 1 thumb. And I always found that very interesting, and that it didn't really translate to the show, and it didn't really translate to the toys. So I appreciate very much the idea that he doesn't have human hands. That's a small little detail that I'm sure is in the animation that I didn't even stop to think about, and is also carried over to the toy, and I just think that's really cool. I like this guy a lot. I like his armor. I think that's absolutely fantastic. The face is really good I really like that. That's a mean Wolfman-esque grizzly bear, angry monster face. It's really cool. I like the boots. This is all pretty standard, but it has a lot of give in it. We have a little holster area right here so that we would be able to put our axe or something, I'm sure. I don't know to the extent of what exactly that is for. Maybe it's actually for this. I mean, it's there. It's pretty tough plastic. So, I mean, like, I would like to... no. It's not easy, but it does go there. It's not easy, but you can get it to go there. I don't know how often that's a good idea because of how difficult that was just to do right there, but it can be done. And I'm sure maybe after you do it a couple times, it'll be fine. We got this right here, this arm bracer, which is really cool. I like that. I like that it's only on one side. I will say I would prefer if it was turned, though, I think. Unless it's not supposed to be. But I have a feeling like it'd be cooler if it was like on the side like that or something. Or does that interfere with anything? No, it doesn't. Awesome. He seems very balanced. Like, I don't think I'm going to have trouble getting him to stand in almost any situation. That's absolutely fantastic. And he does come with this crazy signature bow, crossbow. And it's ugly. It's cool. It's like an actual monster of sorts. It's got like an eye and it's got teeth. And it almost makes me wonder if the thing is supposed to be mildly alive or something like that. Or if it's just graphic in general. You know what I mean? Just a graphic of sort. Like they're designed that way just to kind of imitate some sort of monstrous creature. So it looks like by artwork continuity, and that's all we're going for here, that arm should actually hold the bow. And it seems like this arm holds the axe. That's interesting. I don't know if it just doesn't matter. Maybe he's somewhat ambidextrous. I don't know. But it does give me a hint as to how to set this guy up. And that's more than fine with me. I try to keep it as canon on the toy shelf as I can. I try to keep the actual weapons that came with said person. And I also like to try to keep their weapon hands the way they're supposed to be. So if they have like a weapon, I prefer that they actually have that weapon in the hand that they normally would hold that weapon in. And there, that's pretty cool. Right off the bat, it's not even a tough try. I'm positive I can get this. There. Standing. Cool pose. Very easy. Took absolutely nothing. He does have 2 extra hands. He has a punch hand, and he also has like an expression hand. And that's Grizzlor. And that's Grizzlor added to the shelf. There's not a whole lot to say here. I did talk about him quite a bit, if I remember, in the actual Grizzlor video when I unboxed Origins Grizzlor, and that's kind of the reason why I only have so much to say about him here, other than he's a very solid figure. I don't dislike him at all. He fits Masterverse very well, and for what it's worth, I like that version more than the Grizzlor that I got in Origins. I thought about maybe comparing him to that Grizzlor, kind of showing him in this video. But in all honesty, today, the reason I didn't do that is because it's on the shelf over here, and that Grizzlor specifically sits in the very back of this shelf. And I just didn't want to like reach back there and have to move the Skeletor and pull him and then like bring him out and things like that. I just didn't want to do it right now. That's really all there was to it. It's just laziness. There's no real other reason to it other than Bill was too lazy to pull a bunch of stuff off the shelf because he'd have to put stuff back. Sometimes it's like that. But I do like this guy a lot, even though I don't have a lot to say about him. He is my favorite of the beastmen-esque figures so far. And I don't know what else there'll be. Like, I know Grizzlor, I know Beastman. I know there's other beast-like creatures because we've seen them in the artwork, but whether or not we'll actually get them in Masterverse, that's a pretty hardcore deep cut, so I don't know. But, either way, Grizzlor added to the shelf. I love him. I'm gonna get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.